Hello, hello. It's Empress Shay here with Daily Align and Evolve. If you're new with us here today, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Today, we are going to be talking about our mind, body, and soul. Okay, our triuneness. To be triune is living sacred, like a sacred triangle. Triune is like a sacred triangle. Each point represents a vital dimension of your existence. So, the body, of course, is a vessel. We experience, we have action with the body, you can move around, and sensation. Feel, okay? All the nerve endings we can feel, physically touch, right? Overemphasized through appearance. It's all about appearance, right? Okay, the body. We're talking about the body right now. But the mind is the seat of thought. You have memory with your mind, perception, how you perceive something. I'm always talking about perception. How you perceive something is a lot. That's a very important aspect of the mind because however you perceive it, that's really how you vision it. That's how you see it. That's how you see it. That's your perspection of whatever it is that you're talking about. And so that's the part of the mind. And when it's overstimulated, um, it could be overstimulated by worry, by planning. You ever been in planning something? Oh my gosh, you ever planned a wedding? Oh my gosh, right? Man, any bride to be, that is such a pivotal time in your life, and it's so emotional. You just can't turn it off. It's like, ah, okay. So, anyway, I'm moving on. But planning anything, any huge planning, or just planning how you want to raise your children, that's a plan. You got to come up with a plan, okay? And dealing with the external noise. These are things that kind of affects your mind, dealing with external noise, knowing how to turn it off, knowing when you are getting bad advice. I work with young women, and I'm always telling them to learn how to gauge if this is good advice for you. That's a very important thing to know. Is this something that's good for me? Very important to know. So when we talk about the soul, that's our essence, our intuition. That's our divineness. That's the part that is connected, plugged in to God, to the universe. That's the part that we have to learn to nourish and to feed and to understand. Sometimes our soul gets kind of lost in the sauce in a way. We misunderstand and we silence our soul. When I started this journey, I was going through, I had just taken care of my brother who was very ill, and I experienced seeing him pass. And when I saw him pass, I visibly saw his soul leave his body. And it was a very pivotal time in my life because I was, you know, familiar a bit with the soul man, the spirit man. I was familiar with that. And, being a Christian and knowing about God and knowing, you know, but seeing it was a whole different thing, was a whole different thing. It opened my eyes to so much about our lives here on earth. So it really is amazing to know more. As I moved on, when these three are aligned, when your mind, your body, and your soul are aligned, you become a living temple. Your actions reflect your truth. Your thoughts serve your purpose. And your soul radiates through your presence. Yeah. So ask yourself why nourishment, why soul nourishment is essential. And it's very essential for the soul is subtle. It's quiet and timeless. It doesn't demand attention. It invites it. But in a world that rewards speed and visibility, the soul often gets left behind. It doesn't demand anything, it's there for you always. Neglecting the soul leads to spiritual fatigue, feeling disconnected. Even when life looks successful, you can feel disconnected. Even when life it looks like you really got it going on. Also, it leads to emotional confusion, reacting from wounds instead of wisdom. Have you ever done that? I've done it. I've done it. I know how that can be. Definitely know how that can be. Also, energetic misalignments, attracting chaos instead of clarity. These are all these are all things that happen when you don't nourish your soul. These are all things that can happen. You know, attracting chaos. I'm a firm believer of the things that you watch. Your eyes is the window to your soul. So the things that you watch and engage in can definitely affect your life. Definitely. Mhm. Totally. I noticed, I'm just going to say, I noticed that, those movies that they're about the cheating movies. That's what I call them, the cheating movies. Sometimes I um I marvel at the things that they put on television sometimes. But those movies, they implant thoughts. And there's a lot of very, very insecure people in the world, especially when you don't strengthen yourself mentally and you don't take care and love yourself in the right ways, you start feeling inadequate or maybe that you're not enough. So your enoughness is affected. And then when you watch those type of movies, it only like strengthens it or strengthens those negative feelings, and here you go, you're on this downward spiral. And I've seen some of the most gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous women that I've ever seen. It's some of the most insecure. And I often wonder about that. But honestly, watching what you see and hear, you have to protect your gates to your soul. You have to protect it because if you're not nourishing your soul and restoring it, then you won't have the inner peace. You won't be calm. You have to do these things. And it's intentional. When I when I started to awaken, the first important, I felt like that was such an important word, intention. Intention means that you went out of your way to do it. You did that on purpose, right? And being intentional is very important, especially when you're growing spiritually. Being intentional is setting intentions, is saying, this is what I am doing. This is my intention. This is what I'm doing. Okay? So that's how you get to inner peace. That inner peace brings calmness and it doesn't depend on circumstances. It doesn't. It's purposeful, it's on purpose. And when you're purposeful, your decisions flow, everything is guided by intuition because now you're allowing your spirit to be the strongest in the three unions. You're allowing the spirit to take over and be the strength, right? So that being said, when you have when you're guided by your intuition and not impulse, you have sacred embodiment. You're living as a channel for divine will, and that is more amazing than anything that you could ever think of. So I'd love to just continue this, but I'm going to put a pin in this. I want you to really think about all the things that we've spoken about thus far. Um, in the comments, ask questions. I'd like to know, how you feel about this. What do you think about the triuneness of our being? What do you what do you take from this? What have you experienced in this subject? I'd love to hear that. I would love to hear that. I love to engage and have a conversation about these things. This has been my total experience. My total experience, the things that I have learned. So I just love to know. And I don't know if you guys are growing in this way, but I'll tell you one thing. There's a big, amazing world out there, and we were born to experience it. This is why we are here to experience this. So be gentle with yourself because life is about the journey, not the destination. You are here now. Enjoy it, my love. And this has been Empress Shay for Daily Align and Evolve. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Is it really worth fighting for? I will give you everything and more. You ain't gotta hide, I see you behind your pride. You ain't gotta tell me, cause baby, you know that I know that you miss it. I know that you